Mutant Power Rangers, go Ninja Turtles. Something like that, right? That's how those songs went. Not quite, no. Whatever. Anywho, welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy. I put the sass in sarsaparilla, and this is Whatcha Figure. And today, we're doing a mixture of two different shows that I grew up watching. I loved ninjas as a kid. Who didn't love ninjas when they were a kid? Everybody loved ninjas. And there were two very specific shows that we watched when we were young. One was Power Rangers, and I loved that show. At least the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That was my wheelhouse, was the Mighty Morphin. And obviously, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And wouldn't you know it, they put them together. Not just once. They've done it a few times, I think, in comic books before. But I know they also did it in the old show with the live action show with the I think it was, what was it, Power Rangers Space. They mixed that with the live action Ninja Turtles show back in the day. I didn't actually watch that because that was I was getting a bit older already, and it was kind of past my time that I was watching both shows. But you know, I had to look it up a little bit before I did this unboxing today because it's just fun. And obviously this isn't that. This isn't a mixture of that. This is its own thing. This is just a blend of, like, what if the Ninja Turtles characters were in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers universe. And so that's the characters that we're going to be unboxing today. And so without further ado, I'll get to showing you who we're going to be opening. Starting with, I guess, these two right here. It'd be black and blue Power Rangers mixed with Donnie and Leo, respectively. I think that makes complete sense. That seems to be the right mixture, the right blend. I think that would be what I would pick for those guys. And then we're going to be doing, right here, yellow and pink Rangers as well, which will be April, and I guess Michelangelo will be the yellow Ranger, which is close to orange, so I guess that is why that one makes sense. So totally makes sense. I guess that's what I would do too. And then we're also going to be doing the Red Ranger, Raphael, I should say. And then there's also Casey Jones. No, sorry, Tommy, not Casey Jones. Which is I thought Tommy and Casey Jones would have been a good mix. That would have made a lot more sense. But we got Tommy as a foot soldier. So I guess this is more when Tommy would have been in his evil side of things back in the show. So that's kind of cool. I do love the Red Ranger. Obviously makes sense. And Tommy, yeah, I might have done Tommy and Casey Jones, but what are you gonna do? Then we got the last one, but not least, Shredder as the Green Ranger, which is like a blend of Shredder and Tommy sort of thing. Which, again, I think that they could have had Casey Jones be the Green Ranger, but you know, what are you gonna do? You got it looks cool anyways. Shredder looks really badass. I think they could have done like a Shredder mixed with Goldar. I think would have been a pretty sweet idea, don't you? I think that would have been pretty awesome. Because Shredder's like Krang's right-hand man, whereas Goldar is like Rita Repulsa's right-hand guy. So I think that would have been a cool blend. But alas, they did this, and it looks really cool. So I can't wait to get to looking at him. So I guess without further ado, let's get to looking at the packaging. Alright, so starting looking at the packaging, here we have Power Rangers crossed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Without further ado, there's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. Alrighty, so here we have Donatello and Leonardo out of the packaging. Looking cool, as some Mighty Morphin Power Rangers turtles would do. But before we get to looking at the figures, let's look at some of their accessories. And so for hands, I'll show you one set of hands because they're exactly the same between the two of them. What they have on them right now are their gripping hands for holding their weapons, but they've also got these as well too. They got these two kind of reaching out, or just I guess more relaxed sort of hands, you could say. So yeah, that's, I mean, obviously they're gloved. They're not showing their skin, so they got the white gloves going on. So yeah, that's pretty basic, pretty par for the course for most figures now, is to have the kind of a splayed out hands. And then they've also got these fisted hands as well too, which are, like I said, they're the same on both characters, so it doesn't really matter which ones I show you. And yeah, that's obviously, if you're gonna be Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers and whatnot, you're gonna be fighting. You're gonna use some fists, so that's why they got those. And then I'll show you Donatello's accessories first. So he's got this one axe. It's a much shorter axe. I guess more reminiscent of the actual Black Power Ranger from the show. That's what this one would kind of be evocative of. And if you look right there, you can actually see the mastodon symbol right there, which is kind of cool. I like that little extra bit of detail. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's got the colors of the Black Ranger, like the black and the golds and the bit of silver, I guess you could say, going on. So yeah, decent detail. I like the way this looks. And it's a softer plastic, so you can kind of bend it a little bit. So it should be easy to get in his hand as well too. I do like that. And then he's also got this extra long one, which is like I guess a mixture of the Black Power Rangers mixed with Donatello's usual bow staff. So that's kind of what they're going with here. That's why it's this long stick going on here, and that's really cool. I like when they do that, when they do a mixture of a character with like another character, and it works out pretty cool, like this one does. And then I've also got this lightning effect, or a power effect, if you will. You can put that on the end of his axe and make it look like he's charging it or something like that. That's pretty cool. I like that they do that. That's something that I know that they do with the Lightning collection for the Power Rangers. I don't really have very many Power Rangers figures myself, but yeah, this is really cool. I like that they did this. And then I'll look at the head, Donatello's head, which is kind of its own its original look. I like that they have different colors too, like the skin color is different on each of the Ninja Turtles, and he's got the goggles here, so you know Donatello's kind of the nerdy one. If it's not glasses, he kind of wears goggles. That's kind of what they've done with Donatello in the past, is give him either goggles or glasses, so you know that he's a tinkerer with machines and whatnot. So that's what they're going on with there. Yeah, cool look. I might have these guys displayed with their turtle heads, just so you know that these are turtles as well as Power Rangers. But let's look at Leonardo's accessories. So he comes with two swords. I guess these are pretty identical, but it's again, it's like a blend between the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles looks. So if you look here, you can sort of see right there, there's the Triceratops. That's his symbol, which is really cool. I like that they did that. That's awesome. Obviously, they also have on their belts too, because I guess that would be like the badges that the Power Rangers hold up when they say the Mastodon, Triceratops. So that's kind of cool. They got it on their weapons. Again, good level of detail. I really appreciate that. Then you got more lightning effects here. You can put that on the blade, so it looks like he's charging up his lightning effects on his sword. Looks really sweet. It's really soft and malleable, so it shouldn't break when you put it on there or anything like that. And then his head, like this, no teeth showing. He's a little more serious. He's got the stoic, sort of serious look going on there. He doesn't look too angry, but he's contemplating whether he wants to fight these guys or not. Really cool look. So looking at the figures, we're gonna take a look at Donatello here. They're pretty much identical, honestly. The colors are obviously different, and the helmets are different because they got different animal representation or dinosaur representation. But the bodies themselves, they're the same, and the articulation will be the same. They both have obviously the sashes kind of going across, because Leonardo has his swords have to go onto his back, and then Donnie has to have his bow staff or axes, if you will, go onto his back. So that's what the idea is here. So that's why these guys look the same, but not exactly the same. So yeah, I'll just do articulation for one of these figures, but I will show you up close and personal some of the details. Like, look, I like the look of the masks. It's really cool. It looks, a lot like what they wore in the show for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but fitted for a turtle, I guess. But is there a reason why they have the red for the eyes, I wonder? Because I noticed that just on the packaging, that they had these red eyes. I wonder if that was just an aesthetic choice that they decided to do, or if there's a reasoning for that. I'm not 100% sure why they would have done that. But looking at some of the detail here, he's got the armband, gold armband going around there. And like his shell on the front and the back has got like a gold look to it as well too, which I think is pretty cool. That's one way to do it. And then obviously you can see he's got the belt going around, and that's where his bow staff would go. And yeah, like I said, he's also got the Mastodon symbol right there as well too. Really cool. And you got the good old boots that the Power Rangers had, with the checkered cuffs. Really cool. So I'll show you some of the articulation. The head is pretty limited. It doesn't have too much left and right. It's very limited that ways. Back and forward, it's more his neck that moves than his actual head. So it goes like that, and yeah, not too crazy forward and back. But it does turn all the way around if you want it to, so that you can turn it any way you want to, and a little bit of tilt as well too. Not too crazy on the tilt, but the arms, well, they'll go up quite a ways. That's really well done. That's impressive, the movement there. And I think there is a butterfly joint, so you can kind of pivot the shoulder forward and back a little bit. But again, you're a little bit hindered by the shells here, so you're not going to get too much movement. And then you got the bicep cut as well too, so you can kind of twist that around if you want to. And he's got double jointed elbows. There you go. So you can bend him in quite well. Good posing that ways. And he's also got the wrist articulation, goes all the way around, bends forward, or sorry, they bend this way. So they bend side to side, not forward and back, it looks like. Okay, that's how those ones move. And then you're not going to get really anything for an ab crunch because you got these hard shells, so that's going to be limited. Like the whole torso is going to be limited that ways. And then you got the legs, which will go out really well. Wow, you can do a perfect Van Damme. That's awesome. I like that. That is really cool. That shows a good articulation for a ninja. You want to have be able to move all over the place with your ninja. And then they do have a thigh cut up here, so that should twist all the way around. But right now it's just twisting at the top here. The knees are double jointed, so you can get him to kick his own butt or kick his own shell, if you will. And do they have a boot cut? I don't know. Yeah, they do have a boot cut. So the boot cut goes all the way around as well too. You can do that. So that's good. That's a good way to hide a cut, is when you have boots on. I always like that. And then the feet, they'll do ballerina pose, pretty good. And all the way up, pretty good. And then the rocker, decent. Look, he goes out pretty far, and pretty far in too. That's really good. He's got really good articulation for the most part. I guess, like I said, the shell really hinders a lot of it. But that's going to do it for looking at Donatello. We'll look at Leonardo next, but I won't show you the articulation because I just did that with Donnie. So we'll just look at some of the details here, like his mask, his helmet's obviously got the Triceratops look for it. Really cool. That really evokes the look of the old show from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And then and then obviously there's the Triceratops on his belt. So everything else pretty much the same as Donatello, just a little bit different because, you know, he's got to have the two weapons on the back there as opposed to Donatello's. And the blue instead of the black, and simple. Just looks really cool. I'm really happy with the way these guys feel in hand and the way they look. Really cool. So now, next up, we will do April and Michelangelo. All right, and now we have April O'Neil and Michelangelo as Pink Ranger and Yellow Ranger, as you see. He's obviously very similar to Leonardo and Donatello, were slight variations, as you can tell. But we'll look at some of our accessories first. We'll start with hers. So she comes with a camcorder, because as you know, she is a reporter, and in most instances anyways, for April O'Neil, she's a reporter for the news, and so she's got to have a camera, got to have maybe have Vern recording her or something like that. There's no Vern here, but it's pretty simple. Basically just a black design with a bit of a lens look there. So pretty simple, not too fancy. And then she also comes with a microphone because, like, again, she's a reporter, so she's got to have her microphone, which this is very basic. This is a very simple looking accessory. I mean, they could have maybe even add like maybe Channel 6 News or something on there, but no, they didn't do that. This is very plain Jane from what I can tell here. Then she comes with this gun or a blaster or what have you, laser pistol, whatever you call this. And yeah, it's kind of like the Power Rangers pistols were. They had the red with the whites. So I guess that's, I don't know if there's anything different about it. It might just be straight from the Power Rangers line. So that's what this is. And she also comes with her bow. Not like a bow and arrow bow, I should say. Archery bow. Which is like what the Pink Ranger would use in Power Rangers. But the detail, again, isn't too crazy. It's got like a silvery, but it's almost like a see-through sort of plastic with a bit of accents of pink there. And then on this side, it's very simple. It's just, I guess you can kind of slot in your arrows in here if you need to, but they only give you one arrow. So I don't know what you're gonna do. You can just put the one arrow there if you want. Very simple looking design, not too fancy, but it'll do the job. It'll look like what the Pink Ranger would have. And then the actual arrow itself, right here, and it's just straight up pink, nothing else going on. No washes on it, no extra bit of detail, just a pink arrow with 3 prongs going on both sides there. So yeah, simple looking design. And then she's also got this blast effect, or a lightning effect. Looks like she's already shot the arrow or something like that. That's what, because right in here, if you look, you can kind of see like the frills from the tip of the arrow. That's what that's supposed to be, I guess. So it's like she's charging her arrow, kind of like the other guys charge their weapons, instead of using that arrow if you want to. That's one way to do it. And then she comes with her human head without the helmet. And I'm not too sure what this design is supposed to be based off of, because it doesn't look like any of the cartoons that I remember. But maybe it's coming from a comic book, or maybe it's a specific story where the Power Rangers mixed with the Ninja Turtles, and this is what she looked like. But it does look cool. It does kind of remind me of April O'Neil with the red hair for sure, and got a very pretty looking face. It does the job. She looks good. She looks decent. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. And then Michelangelo's accessories. Sorry. She also has these 2 hands as well too, I should say. So she has this one hand, which is like go forward, sort of waving forward with one thumb, or maybe she's like doing a judo chop, or maybe she's, I don't know, doing something else with that hand. But and then there's also this fisted hand as well too. So she couldn't have 2 fisted hands for some reason. Everybody else does, but she only got 1 fisted hand and 1 forward pointing hand with her fingers. So that's her accessories. Next we'll go to Michelangelo's. I'll start with his hands too then, I guess. Got the 2 fists of fury going on here. So you're going to be doing some punching, just like the other 2 Ninja Turtle guys did. And then right here too, he's also got these 2 splayed out, stretching out, reaching out hands, what have you. And then, yeah, obviously he has the hands on him right now that can hold the weapons, which are these weapons right here. So he's got 2 of these nunchuck type weapons, but with daggers on the ends. It's kind of cool. So I guess that would be a blend of the Yellow Ranger and Michelangelo's weapons together. And they do have, I guess, the saber-toothed tiger design on there. It's kind of hard to make out. I don't know if you can really see that on camera. I don't even have it upside down even. No, that's the right way up. But yeah, it's hard to tell. It's not as easy to tell as the other guys', where theirs was like more of a gold color. It stood out a little bit more. And then he's also got this whooshing effect, or this lightning effect you can put onto his blades to make it look like he's spinning his weapons around in a circle, kind of like he does with his nunchucks, Pretty cool. And then he's got his face. He's got Michelangelo's head. He's got the laughing or smiling face. He's not too serious. He's not like his brothers. He takes everything in stride, and he's just everything's a joke to him basically. Really cool. He's got the teeth going on, got the tongue, and they got the lighter skin. I like that. I like that they changed all the skin colors for all these guys. They're not all one tone. That's really cool. And the bandana going on. So now let's look at the actual figures themselves. So the Pink Ranger could basically just be Pink Ranger from their Lightning collection. I don't know. I wish I had that actual figure to compare, to say that if this is actually any different, because I feel like they should have changed something. They must have changed something. There's no way this is exactly the same. But yeah, they got the pterodactyl design on the helmet, which is really cool. I like that. And it's got more of a plasticky or metal-y shine to the helmet than the rest of the body does, which makes sense. All of them do. They have more of a shine on their helmets because it's supposed to be like these metal helmets that they use. And then she's also got her pterodactyl design in the belt as well too, which I didn't really notice on her weapon. Does her weapon not have the pterodactyl design anywhere? I guess not. Never thought about that. Yeah, so her belt has that. A little bit hard to see. I Can't really tell on camera here if you can notice it. But like I said, she looks basically like a Pink Ranger would. So if she didn't have her alternate head, you would just think that this is Kimmy, the Pink Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, really. And so yeah, she could put her pistol there, or laser gun, whatever you call it. And then yeah, again with the pink checkered design going on, really cool. I'll do some articulation with her while I got her in my hand. So her head goes back up that far. She doesn't have a shell to be hindered by, so she can move forward about that far. So she can move her head a lot more than the other guys can. Head's again not much of a tilt, still left side to side, but she can spin all the way around. And you can pop that head off to replace it with that one if you want to. Shoulders go up about yay far, about 9 degrees. You know, the guys did a little bit better with theirs. And she does have the butterfly movement right there, as you can see with the shoulder. And then the elbow is only single joint. So the guys have the double jointed. She only has the single joint, which is, you know, it's not too bad. It's all right. And then all the way around with the wrist. And her wrists go up and down, unlike the other guys. Theirs go forward and back. And then let's see what she got for. Looks like she's got a bit of some sort of ab crunch going on here. So she's got a bit of movement, and she can go back about that far, go forward about that far. A bit of the belt kind of gets in the way a bit, and then she's also got her legs go out pretty good, not as good as the guys. I don't think, anyways. And then the thigh cut, kind of like theirs was as well too. They got the thigh cut there. And then double jointed knees, so she can kick up to her own butt almost, just about. And then the boot cut goes all the way around there if you want to. And then the ankle rocker, pretty good. Pretty darn good, actually. And then the ballerina pose. So she's got all that going on. Really good. I like the level of detail. It definitely looks like the Pink Ranger. And if without all of her weapons and anything like that, she is definitely just a Pink Ranger. You can't tell that she's April O'Neil in the Pink Ranger disguise or outfit, if you will. So next we'll look at the detail for Michelangelo. I won't do all the articulation because I already did that with Donatello. But yeah, again, same level of design. He doesn't have the sash going across like the other guys did, because his is just a straight belt where he can put his weapons in there. And that makes complete sense. And as you can see, he's got the saber-tooth tiger design there. Very hard to see, but it is there, that little bit of detail. And something I didn't notice on Donatello when I was posing is they do actually have a waist swivel. So he could swivel at the waist if they needed to. So that is an added little bit of extra articulation that I missed on the other figures. And then, yeah, like I said, he's got the yellow checkered boots, checkered cuffs for the arms. Really cool. I like the way that these guys are looking. So I guess next up, we'll have to look at Raphael and Tommy as the foot soldier. So stay tuned for that. All right, and in my unbiased opinions, these are the two coolest characters you could possibly get. We got Tommy as a foot soldier, and we got Raph as the Red Ranger. They look so cool. I love both of these characters. But before we get to looking at the figures, let's get to looking at their accessories as well. So starting with Tommy here, he's got these two kind of effects. This is like a lightning effect you could put on his sword. Like he's got this jolt of lightning coming out, and this is got more of an orange tinge to it, and it's definitely very plasticky and malleable. And then he's also got this one, it's like a swooshing uppercut sort of effect you could put on his fist, almost kind of like Street Fighter or something like that. It's kind of what it reminds me of, like Hadouken. That's kind of what this kind of looks like, moving across the screen. But yeah, that's what that one is supposed to be for. And he's also got these bits of purple cloth, I guess you could put this kind of in front of him, make it look like he's got his mask kind of pulled down. And this one is like a mask, like a bandana he would wear over his actual face himself. So it's like this is him with him concealing his identity. This is him revealing himself with his mask down. And then as you can see, he currently has a full mask on right now with red eyes again. I'm not too sure what the indication of the red eyes means. Maybe they're all evil for some reason, but then that means the Ninja Turtles are evil too. I don't know. I'm not too sure. And then we got this Tommy head as well too. It looks, kind of close to Jason David Frank. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but, he does have his earring there, and he's got the band going across the forehead, evocative of Ninja Turtles as well too, because, see, you got the bandana going. That is cool. It has a Jason David Frank look to it, but it's not perfect. Got the long hair going on too. He's just, You know, this guy's just a total badass. He looks really cool. And look at those deep sunken in eyes. Just wants to murder somebody because he's a bad guy, I think, here, or something, or maybe he's disguising himself as a bad guy. I don't know what the story is supposed to be. Then we got Raphael here. We'll go look at his sorry. We're not done with Tommy yet. I didn't even show you his sword yet. Basically, straight up katana. Pretty simple. This is pretty much like something that Leonardo would use. But yeah, it's basically got the black on the handle and on the hilt, and then just silver blade. Pretty simple design. Nothing too fancy about it. It doesn't have a Ninja Turtles crossed with Power Rangers feel to it. It just has basically a Ninja Turtles feel to it. And then it's also got these two hands, these two fisted hands, because it comes with two hands for holding weapons, and he's got two hands for fists of fury. And he's got the guards on the back of the hands as well too, like a good foot soldier would have. So yeah, a pretty simple design. Got the gray and then the silver. Now we look at Raphael's accessories, which is the same hands as we've gotten before. So the two stretched out, reaching hands, and then the two fists of fury right here. So yeah, pretty basic. Pretty basic now. We've seen these already before. And then we'll look at the weapons. He's got these two daggers, not quite swords, not quite size, kind of a blend between the two, which is really cool. I love that they did that. You know, they gave him the three prongs like his size would be, but a little bit longer like the Red Ranger would have as his weapon. And then as you can see right there, that would be the Triceratops. That's the T-Rex, Tyrannosaurus Rex. A little bit hard to tell, but that's what that's supposed to be right there. And yeah, these are exactly the same as each other. There's no difference between the two. I love the coloring, like the black with the handle and the crisscross etching, and then the reds and then the silvers. Really cool design. Love the way they look. And then there's this swooshing effect you could put on the end of his weapons. So he's swooshing in motion. He's making a slashing effect with his weapon, I guess you could say. Pretty simple. It's really malleable plastic. And then his extra head is here. Got the gritting teeth like a classic Ninja Turtles does. That's kind of what you think of when you think of Raphael as well too. Like he's got the angry look, like he's ready to do some business, take some guys out. Stay out of my way, foot soldiers. I'm about to... You know what they could have done? Mix some foot soldiers with some putties, because that's basically what foot soldiers are, or what putties are. They're basically the same idea. They're just, cannon fodder. That's what they could have done. And then they could have saved Tommy for... whatever. I'm overthinking this. I'm way overthinking this. That's what I wish they could have done. What they did is still pretty decent too. So I shouldn't complain, because I love the way they look as they are. But yeah, that's what they could have done. They could have done foot soldiers as putties. That would have made sense as well. So now let's look at the actual figures themselves. Starting with Tommy as a foot soldier. And I mean, obviously this could basically just be like a foot soldier right out of the Ninja Turtles that Hasbro made. That's totally what this could be. It's nothing else going on that makes it feel like it's a Power Rangers figure. It's got kind of like the foot soldier's arm gauntlets going here, kind of like a Shredder has. And then he's got they got the mask going on. It's basically just a foot soldier. I guess the only thing that kind of keeps from being a total foot soldier is like the symbol, the foot soldier symbol they could have had up there on the forehead. But yeah, that's basically what this is. Just a straight up foot soldier. And it looks good. Looks like some cloth over a mask, over somebody wearing a mask. Looks decent. And the colors are decent, I guess, well too. Purple and gray. I'll do some articulation here while I'm at it. So his head goes back probably the best out of any of the figures so far, and forward about like that. And then his head goes side to side like that, and you can spin it all the way around as well. And then the arms go up about that far. If they could go further, they're hindered by this piece up top here, so they really wouldn't anyways. So far they go up, and then he's got the double jointed elbows, unlike April. Goes all the way up like that, so pretty decent. And then he's also got a bicep cut too, so that spins around as well. And he's got the wrist that goes... his wrist goes sideways as well, like the Ninja Turtles. Okay, so not like April's. It goes up and down like that. Not like the other, not like April's does. And then they spin all the way around as well too. And then he's got a bit of an ab crunch and waist cut too, so he can bend forward that far and bend backward that far. And then you can spin around because of the ab cut. Not bad. Let's see what kind of splits he can do here. And he goes maybe a little bit more than April, but not quite as much as the Ninja Turtles, I don't think. So it's decent. Then he's got the thigh cut as well, too. Double jointed knees. Goes all the way up like that. Kick his own butt. Got the ballerina pose. Got the foot going up like that, about that far. Ankle rocker. So yeah, he's got good, decent mobility, articulation, what have you. And yeah, he looks like a foot soldier should, basically. So when I pose him, I'll probably have him with his alternate head, because that way you'll know that it's Tommy as well too. But let's look at Raphael while we're here. So articulation is going to be the same as the other guys. And for detail, like his mask, obviously you can see he's got the T-Rex mask going on, but fit over a Ninja Turtle's head. But for articulation, for some reason, his head seems to have better movement than the other guys. I don't know. Maybe those ones are just a little bit stiff. I gotta play with them a bit more. He's got a bit better head movement than the other guys had. I don't think it's just his specifically. I think I just didn't play with them enough, maybe. But articulation-wise, like I said, I won't show you all of that because I already did that with the other guys. But as you can see here, this is where his sai/dagger sword things go. They'll go right in there. And you can see his belt has the T-Rex symbol right there. And yeah, again, same level of detail as the other guys. Not too much else going on. Got the red and the whites and the checker plate going on with everything here. Very, very cool. Liking the way these guys are all looking. So I guess next up, we'll have to look at one last figure, and I think he's probably the best looking one of the bunch. Who am I talking about? Well, that's going to be Shredder as the Green Ranger, so stay tuned for that. And here is the most badass looking figure of them all right now. This is Shredder as the Green Ranger. Man, this guy looks so cool. He is imposing. And there's a few things about him I didn't even realize until I pulled him out of the packaging that I really like about him. So first we'll look at some of the accessories he comes with. And he comes with very basic accessories. Like he doesn't have any extra weapons like the Green Ranger would have had. Like he had his what's his like flute dagger thing that called his big dragon. That would have been cool if they did something like that. They didn't do that, but they gave him extra hands. So obviously Shredder's got to have these big slashing things, kind of like Wolverine, sort of, only with 2 though instead of the 3. And that definitely evokes Wolverine. Shredder. That is definitely something Shredder would have on him. And it's got multiple colors too. So it's got his skin tone, plus he's got the silver kind of coming out, and then it's got the gold kind of around the braces kind of going around. That looks really cool. That is something that I'm glad they gave us, these fisted ones, as well as the open hands that he has right there. And then he's also got these 2 effects that are kind of like slashing effects, which goes with the rest of the Power Ranger stuff. Got like the lightning, or this almost looks like ice, the way that this is kind of detailed. Really cool. I like the way this is done. I'm probably going to have these effects on him when I pose this guy later, because they do look really cool. They feel cool in hand too. But yeah, let's look at this figure. Man, he looks really cool. This is an awesome looking figure. I love the blend of Shredder and the Green Ranger, like the dragon design going on here, but still Shredder's mask. So cool. And this is a bit malleable too, so there's a bit of movement here too. I don't think you can remove any of this, which I wouldn't want to anyways. But yeah, they just have a bit of movement too, which is decent. And again, the red eyes. Look at those red eyes. Really cool. And he's got the gold, I guess, what do you call this part on here? There's just this chest piece that goes over his shoulders, shoulder piece, that the Green Ranger usually wears. I know he doesn't, I don't think he wears it all the time, but he does wear it most of the time. And then he's got other things going on, like this cloth cape, this purple cloth cape. So cool. I didn't expect him to have a cloth cape. I don't know why I didn't think he did, but he does. He's got this cloth cape, and that's awesome. There's no wire in there, so I can't really pose the cape how I want it to, but I think it's decent enough that I can pose him however I want it to, and then it'll still look good. And then he's got, just got gold accents around him. Look at the gold going on the arm there with the wrist. And he's got some wrapping. Got some more purple going here. Got his dragon symbol right there that the Green Ranger would have. Not that you can really make that out right now because it's tiny. But yeah, really awesome. I love the green and the gold goes so well together. And then, I got a bit of the silvery boots, I guess you could say, at the bottom. Let's look at the back here. Yeah, that is a little bit unnecessary, I thought, the extra gold there, because that's how the joint is made, is with like the gold colors. So maybe they could have colored that a bit better, but that's the one thing that I would say that they could have changed about this figure, because otherwise this guy is just so cool, and I think he's bigger than the other ones too. I will do a size comparison afterwards, but let's look at some articulation first. So head tilt, not too much, because the helmet is pretty big. It doesn't really give him much movement that way, and then backwards too, it doesn't really have much movement backwards, but forward he goes about that far. And his head does swivel all the way around if you want to. So that's decent. And then this is also loose too. I think you could take this off if you wanted to. Not that you'd want to. He looks just so cool with that. Maybe you wanted to pose him differently, I guess. Then the arms will go up quite far. Pretty good. I guess there's a little bit of hindrance still too. And then the elbows are double jointed as well, like everybody else's, except for April's. So yeah, he can go ahead and pick his nose if he wants to with his claw. And then swing the wrist all the way around. They go up and down pretty well. And then he's got good ab crunch. He goes down or forward that far and back that far. Oh, a bit of a click there too. That's nice. And then let's see. He's got decent splits. Not the best, but still pretty good. About the same as I'd say Tommy was. And then he's got the thigh cut, as you can see right there, and the double jointed knees, so he can kick his own butt. And pretty good articulation all around with the legs. And then the ankle rocker goes like that. And ballerina pose about that far and up that far. So all in all, this guy has got it going on. This guy is just really cool. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say about Shredder as the Green Ranger. He just looks like a badass, and I can't wait to have him pose with all my other guys. No, I made him fall. They must have taken some licks out of him, I guess, first. That's going to do it for that. So next up, we'll do a comparison with all the figures together. So stay tuned for that. All right, now the gang is all here. And I think altogether, everything looks really cool. I do like them with their turtle heads and their human heads and stuff. So you know who they are. You're not just wondering, oh, is this just a weird-looking Power Ranger? No, it's obviously a Ninja Turtle character with Power Ranger gear on. So I think they all scale quite well. Like, obviously, Shredder is a beast, and he just towers over everybody. But you can see, like, Tommy here is about the same size as the Turtles, maybe slightly taller. But, yeah, he's definitely bigger than April, it looks like. And so she's probably the smallest of the group. And that makes sense, she probably would be smaller than everybody else here. And I'm liking all the effects on all these guys. Some of the effects look cooler, like obviously Shredder's looks cooler, I think. I think that like the lightning effects that they have with the swords looks really cool, and even the swiping effects that Raphael has looks pretty cool. I don't know about the Donatello's I don't know if that's like a flame, like a green flame effect coming from his axe, or even like this swinging effect, the purple swinging effect that Michelangelo has. I don't know if that quite translates perfectly, but they some of them work well, some of them are okay. But for the most part, I like it. I don't know if there's any negative things to say too much about these figures. I kind of knew what I was getting when I bought them. I didn't have too high of hopes, but I think they've pretty much met or maybe slightly exceeded my expectations for these figures. If you want to see a little bit of a comparison, I'll compare them with here's one Hasbro figure that I have next to Spider-Man. So Spider-Man's still a little bit smaller than Shredder is here, but he's bigger than the Turtles, and he's even a little bit bigger than Tommy, as you can see. So yeah, that's size-wise, that's what you're going with here, because it's all Hasbro. And then I'll just toss in one Ninja Turtle that I have from NECA, which I think kind of scales pretty well. He's the cartoon Ninja Turtle, and he's maybe just a little bit smaller than the rest of these Ninja Turtles here, but I think he still scales pretty good with these guys. He's definitely got more of the accurate cartoon, scale going on than all these other guys. Like, these guys have the smaller heads, they have bulkier bodies, but yeah, that's what this guy, he's okay. He doesn't quite scale exactly with these guys, but he does a decent job. So I guess that's gonna do it for my video for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers mixed with the Ninja Turtles. Hope you liked it. I am CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewhere. Go ahead and drop me a like and subscribe. I do other videos with my friends as well on YouTube called Wasted Opinions. Check those guys out. They are awesome. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think they should have done maybe differently for this line, or maybe if you hoped for them to do something else different in the future. Maybe they can add some other characters. That'd be kind of cool. Like get Splinter in here. That'd be kind of cool, eh? Bebop, Rocksteady. You never know. For now, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to go kick some ninja butt. The foot, the putty, who knows? I'm going to kick some butt. And we'll see you guys later. So stay green. And don't forget to check me out on Twitter, PSN, Twitch, and YouTube at CountryBoy9. That's with an underscore. Thanks for watching.
Besides, we good guys gotta stick together. Right? Right.